Hello, everyone. Hello, it's Bill Molyneaux and Bill's Board Game World. Well, we're doing something a little different. We're doing a board game, not any board game, Wake Island, the Heroic Defense. And this is a Bill Molyneaux game. Now, you may not have heard of this game because I published it first through our um, Fast Play War Games, and then Lock and Load with the great David Heath and Maurice Fitzgerald took it over, revamped it, and then COVID hit. I don't even think we sold 20 copies before COVID hit and messed up all the game companies, including, Lock and Load. Everybody had problems. You couldn't print anything. You couldn't get anything delivered. Even my company, I couldn't get ink for my printers for my job. So Lock and Load is working with none other than Blue Panther. So this game is $40 through Blue Panther Printing just now. And believe it or not, I don't have a copy anymore. And however, the Marines at Quantico, I believe it is, they're reviewing it to see about maybe carrying it to their gift shop. So here's our box cover. I haven't opened this, by the way, everyone. I did take off the wrapping. And on the back of the box, complexity is 5, suitability 7. I will say this is probably one of my most complex games. Robert Smith, Smitty, says this is the best game I ever designed. So we got a map, 3 player aid cards, a manual, and a counter sheet. Now, this is nothing like I've made before. It is very different. And so I keep track of the fleets through trackers, but we'll start off with these counters. All right, so here we have control markers for our map, our Marine counters. By the way, Dennis Bishop, famous professor and a war game designer himself, he helped with this a bit too. All right, and of course we have the aircraft factors. So there's our defenders, and let me tell you, one thing I gotta say about Steve Jones and everyone at Blue Panther Printing, look at that. I don't know how many times I would get nasty emails from Robert Smith or other people, my previous publisher, and I'm not talking about Lock and Load or Worthington, but my other publisher had problems with my counters. But we are always moving forward and staying positive. All right. I'm going to pause the camera and get the rule book out. Okay. Well, we have a rule book. Manual 3.0. It has been so long since I played this. I will actually have to read the rules and relearn it myself. And I will see about posting a video. I had a person a month or two ago that bought the online version and had some questions. And unfortunately, I had some other issues going on, never got back. And then when I did, I think he already had them solved. I think Maurice talked to him. But the pages are 3, 5. You'll notice there's a lot of artwork. Look how big that font is. I mean, Walt Leach of the Chuckleheads, you sure can read that. 6, 7, goes up to 9. And this is huge font. I mean, we're talking maybe a 16 font. The layout here is incredible. Lock and Load did a great job. We got historical notes. There we are with Player's Aid and the book. And so we have David Heath as producer, Maurice Fitzgerald, and game designer Bill Molyneaux. Now, in my other version, and I'm trying to see here, I had a couple other people listed in credits, Jim Shaw being one of them. He's a Wake Island person. But when it switched over, here we go. Yes, and they're talked about here in our designer notes of people who helped. So people have not been forgotten. So that's our Wake Island manual. Very, very big font. All right. Everyone probably is wondering about these player aids. We have 3 of them. Now this map is canvas material, and it's small. And this is just incredible how Steve Jones at Blue Panther is printing this. And these are my areas for Wake Island. These are the invasion blocks. I made this game over a decade ago. I also have one called Tarawa that never got released that we might look at releasing at some point. Now, we're going to set this off to the side, everyone. How we keep track of the naval ships in our combat chart is very important. What I did is, instead of having counters for little ships and stuff like the one Mayfair game, is I made tracker sheets. So you place your Japanese counter sheet that represents the fleet, and this represents when different ships are sunk and their values drop. Okay, now the Japanese 24th ground-based bombers, they're the same way. They start off with strength value and they at 8, and they slowly get whittled down from anti-aircraft fire. Now our VMF 211 Marine Squadron, they're the same way. They start off as 6, and as they start losing planes, they drop in factors. So you're keeping track of the fleets and the aircraft through a tracker sheet. A little more complex in many ways than my other games. This is nothing like Savage Wilderness or Wilderness Empires or Bloody Mohawk, Frederick War Volume 1 or 2. This is totally outside that box. Here's our victory tracker. Now there's 2 invasions of Wake Island. A lot of people don't realize that, but if you can't take it in the first invasion, you get a second attempt. And historically, there was 2 attempts. Now, as far as our combat chart, well, it is your die roll over here with modifiers. And we have the bonsai attack, a +1. All right, Japanese naval or air points added to the attack. Japanese firing from sea landing areas. Marines firing at sea landing areas, +1. And all combat must be combined per area. And then you find your strength value and roll. So if we had 9 through 10 points of strength value firing, we roll a 4. It's 2 hits. So depending what you're hitting, it could be 2 points on our tracker sheet, or we could have lost one of our units, and it gets flipped to half strength. So, and I will have to review Wake Island, the manual, and prepare to play this. What I might do is take this down to the Virginia house for Thanksgiving week and see if I can get my lovely bride Lisa to play it. It's $40, and I think it's a good deal for $40. There's not a lot of Wake Island games out there. It got very good reviews when we first released it for my little mini game company with Peter Schultz some 15, 18 years ago. And you got to say, if David Heath from Lock and Load decided to pick it up, you know it's good. And there's the Lock and Load with Blue Panther combination. And the Tarawa game is similar to this in a way. But right now we're talking about the Wake Island game, $40. And I think it's well worth it. And if you want a little more complexity, this definitely has it. So I would like to say also, please don't forget, Google Goober Calendar and try to order a Goober calendar for the holidays. I would really appreciate it. They're $15, but the money really is going to help the Maryland Veterans Museum, and they really could use a little help. So, and if you can't afford one, let a friend know if they need a calendar. I would really appreciate it. I haven't sold half as many as I had last year, and we did lower the price by $5, hoping that would help with the way the economy is. So, I think that's it. Wake Island, a heroic defense, a combination game between Blue Panther and Lock and Load. Look forward to playing it, and that's it. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone.